I got no argument with what you saying, except for the fact that you think like cheating is exclusive to black men or something like that. Yeah, like yo,
Chad was still cheating on that.
That's what I'm saying. Like
it sort of
you just gotta find the
It
right
sort of
man.
is. I mean, you guys really abuse cheating. Everybody cheats, but
So how do we really?
Wait. You dated outside your race before?
No.
So how you know this?
Because I've seen it. I mean,
you seen it where? TV?
It's statistics.
Where you seen these statistics
I've
at?
heard about it. I have different
in
people.
the black community.
Like,
Wait. Talk about.
Narcissism rate.
First you've seen it, then you heard about it. So I need to know which one.
I mean, you see more in the other races. You see more of a family foundation or of a wife.
Family.
All right, other races are more quicker to get married and
less affectionate. Black men.
Like
I got two things to say to y'all.
Okay.
One is just like how y'all say dark-skinned women is portrayed this way. Y'all mean, y'all this, that. Black men are portrayed as thugs, cheaters.
I like thugs.
No,
That's why you getting cheated on, man.
No.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Daily Wrap Up Crew. No book up. I go by the name of Eli. As always, we got Ace with us.
Yes, indeed, your boy Ace.
That's it?
That was so cool.
That's crazy. This might be a first time in Daily Wrap Up Crew history. You ain't have no bars.
It's too hot to think, man.
Wow. Like, yo, Jeuu, man, last but not least.
What it do? You keep calling my bluff. Pull your cards out, Ace, and it's not enough.
I mean,
it's still good. That's a punchline. That's bars.
I guess.
That's a bars. He pulled his card out. Ace, come on, bro. Went over your head like your lace front. Come on.
They got the bars for me, but you don't got the bars. I don't know what. Anyway, we got some special guests in the building. Ladies, let them know where they can follow you at.
You can follow me at chin_876.
Great Salangi on Instagram.
Victorious_white on Instagram.
I'm Shakira of Barbie Life 2.0 on Instagram and TikTok.
Mm-hmm. And Jeuu, real quick, you want to let them know who the sponsor of today's episode is?
What it do is your boy Jeuu.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Eli.
What's good, guys? It's your boy Ace. I want to tell you about our special sponsor today, Mercurial Lumière. Eli, give them the details.
As you can see, me and Jeuu got on the graphic tee, and my boy Ace got on a one-of-one upcycle fashion shirt made with vintage fabric. Plus, he got on a classic trucker hat.
This is a black-owned business created in 2021. Born in Canada, currently live in New York, so you get an idea of his fashion sense. You can follow his TikTok at 427Paris, where he gives tutorial on how he makes his merch. Follow his personal page on IG at 427_Paris. And make sure you check out that merch page at mercurial.light.
Yes, sir. And I like how it look on me, so make sure you go cop some for yourself.
The website is mercuriallight.bigcartel.com. He has different merch, different colorways. Make sure y'all check that out. Graphic tees, trucker hats, all that.
Now, let's get back to the show.
Yo, get into this first topic. You know, Shakira, I'm gonna need you to take the reins on this one because I know you're a big advocate on things like texturism and featurism and colorism and how that affects Black women specifically. Can you speak a little bit about that?
Yeah. So texturism is a big one. I feel like Black women are only appreciated when they have loose curl patterns. When Black women have 4C hair, they're always called nappy headed. And I mean, like, they just passed a law, the Crown Act, to protect Black women from losing their jobs because they were getting fired because it was unprofessional to have their natural hair out. So I get like criticized a lot on my page because I wear wigs, but I know if I popped out with my 4C hair, men would be like, you're unattractive, you're nappy headed. And it's like, it's just weird because it just feels like Black women like no matter what we do, we getting criticized for our hair of anything. You know what I mean? Bonnets, we get criticized. Wigs, criticized. If you got 4C hair, you're getting criticized. Like, so.
So what about you said featurism? So
Oh,
that
yeah,
was texturism or feature?
Yeah, that was texturism.
Okay, so it's
featurism. That one, it's a little like tricky, but it's like discrimination based on your facial features. So for dark-skinned women, like I benefit from this because like I have features that fit the European beauty standard. And I want to make it clear, I'm not saying I have European features. I'm saying that I have features that fit the European beauty standard, which means like I got a small nose, big lips, like narrow eyes, and like I look like a black Barbie. So like on dark skinned women, we only get desired in media when we look like high maintenance black Barbies. So like me or Ryan Destiny or Kelly Rowland. But like women who have like wide noses, for example, like they're deemed as undesirable or masculine. And it's kind of just like, it's just a little bit weird that that's an issue in our community because it stems from racism, but it causes so much division in our community, especially between like black men and black women. So,
and then last but not least, colorism. I know that's a
Yeah.
big one. Can you explain that?
Yeah. So that's discrimination based on your skin tone. So dark-skinned people are at a disadvantage and light-skinned people are at an advantage because it goes way deeper than I'm gonna get into. I know you made that face. Light-skinned men are not at a disadvantage. I would say that, but when I'm talking about women, I think dark-skinned women are at a disadvantage because, like, even how we're represented in media, like, we're always the strong, independent black woman, or we're masculine, or we're the ghetto ratchet girl. Like, we're never the feminine or the the classy, acceptable black person. Like, we're always deemed as like just the this typical stereotype of a black woman, like in TV shows like Martin and stuff, like with Shanae, like it's just things like that. Versus like, I will say with light-skinned men, I don't think they benefit from it though, because they're viewed as feminine and soft. And on the male side, men don't want to be viewed as feminine and soft. So
appreciate you.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. So I think that's like, and I see online a lot, like dark-skinned women, they contradict themselves because like they'll be online like, oh, I like dark-skinned men, like light-skinned men, they're too soft, like they're too girly. And it's like, you know what colorism feels like? Why are you feeding into it by, going after light-skinned men like that? So yeah.
Why isn't that topic specifically, why isn't that talked about more? Why isn't that more of an issue when it's dark-skinned women discriminating against lighter-skinned men? Because that's kind of like almost brushed off in a sense.
It's brushed off, and I think it's because women don't like to hold themselves accountable a lot.
Ooh, that seemed like it was hard for you to even say.
Because they're going to hate me. But it's true. Like, a lot of the time we do stuff, and it's wrong, but because, like, you get called a pick-me, for example. Like, they probably going to call me a pick-me for saying this, but, like, a lot of the time, like, we'll do stuff that's like not right, but because we're so emotional and like we just don't want to be like holding each other accountable for it, we kind of just like brush it off and tell men to shut up because like we view like issues like colorism, texturism, and featurism, like a lot of the time we think black men contribute to it the most, so we kind of shut them down when they talk about their experiences with it as well, which I think that's wrong. We should never shut anybody up, but that's why I think some women do that. So, yeah.
So, question I want to ask for y'all: which country y'all from again? Jamaica, right? Is colorism a thing in the Caribbeans? Because we know the bleaching creams and stuff like that. So, is that really a thing in y'all experience in Jamaica? Would y'all say?
Yes, we do.
So, what experience do you have, like women actively? Because when I think of countries like Africa, or well, not Africa's content, but when I think of Africa and then the Caribbeans, it's mostly people that look like us in those places, not like America, where the major society is white. So where are y'all getting that almost that white supremacy feel to, want to bleach our skin and look like, more closer to whiteness? Where is that coming from? If people that are around you look more like you than it does in America?
Like in the in the work field, like the corporate world in Jamaica, they tend to hire like women with lighter complexion, curly hair or straight hair, and black men also gravitate or choose to date women with lighter complexion. Sometimes their excuses are that they want their child to have a light complexion or nice hair. So that's their excuse.
But as well, you see this playing out because, like, in Jamaica, we're separated as it pertains to borders. So you have the uptown persons and the downtown persons. So persons who are living uptown, they're the persons who have lighter skin, longer hair, straight and so forth. So when you go into the school system, you find that you are separated because there goes the girls that, come from the uptown and they're browner and they're cuter. And then you have us who are, like for myself, we have the broader nose, the, not so much light complexion. So when you're in the school systems, when you go out to the supermarkets, when you go to buy your clothes, it affects you because, for example, when a person like me, when I go downtown to shop and so forth, I am not given the same attention. I'm not given the respect. You understand? And you'll see it when you go in the uptown. You'll see that the neighborhoods are cleaner. You'll see that persons treat you way different. The atmosphere is just different because they're used to, the colorism. It's just a big separation.
But that doesn't sound like colorism. Like, I mean, if I'm seeing somebody that has, I'm not saying there isn't colorism. So let me get that part. But if you see a person at this level and you see another person that's at a higher level, most people would chase the person that's at a higher level, right?
No, it's not for the money per se, no. It's in Jamaica, colorism is affected with the skin type, and then the skin types have, a different
like privilege.
Right, different privileges, and they have different borders. You understand? So the lighter skinned persons, they live more uptown. They live more in the upscale areas.
In the suburb.
So do the lighter skinned people have more money? Is what you're saying, or no?
Yes. Well, in some cases, and then in some, because you have a lighter skin, persons just automatically think that you have money.
Okay.
Right. So that's how it plays out in our country.
That's fair. What do y'all feel about the colorism and things of that, and the featurism and texturism?
All right. So I do believe there's disadvantages for, darker skinned women, especially when, they don't get as much opportunities. It's always harder for them because media loves light skinned women, curly hair. That's what sells for them. But at retrospect, I'm gonna just say some dark skinned women could sit here and say, oh, okay, I gotta y'all want me to be natural. If we ask y'all to be natural, like you said, you chose not to. Any other time a man tell you something else, or y'all don't hear those noises. You get what I'm saying? If I ask, I prefer women that's natural all day. And if you look at my lady, she's chocolate as ever. You get what I'm saying? So if I love natural beauty, why can't I get that? Or why y'all not looking for the dudes that do compliment? Are y'all just listening to the guys that's like in the media, the Futures, the other rappers, the celebrities? Like, do they control the narrative of what Black beauty is?
They don't, but they influence a lot of Black men, though. So, like,
but clearly he's influenced Black women as well.
But they're
he's influenced Black men to think that way, and then Black women react based on the men that they encounter. So, like, if I like, yes, you like natural women.
A lot of men.
Yeah, a lot of men do. Yeah. But there are a lot of men who don't like that and will openly say that, like, literally.
I think y'all get it mixed up, though. Y'all go from what y'all think he likes to what he actually really wants. Because most men,
But they say it, though.
They say they want to fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I see Nia Long, Sanaya Lathan, I will always say, damn, I love Nia Long. I want to marry her from the day I met her. She natural, short hair, cute. Then you see a video. She got the fake body, the fake hair. And I'm like, yeah, I want to fuck her. You get what I mean? That's two different things. Because I think all men love natural women. Not all. I'll take that back. But I think there's a good percentage in my neighborhood where you see these guys dating women. Because if we saying no wigs, I tell y'all all take y'all extensions and the lace front. Them shits ain't coming off because y'all be like, oh, this is my hair, this is my head. You can't tell me what to do.
Well, so me, I work in corporate America. So I know better than to walk in with my 4C hair just like freely because
This ain't corporate America.
I know, but okay.
You could take it off right now and I'ma still love you. I'ma still say you beautiful.
Okay. Even in the club scene, I know better than to walk in with my 4C hair.
No, you mean after it's combed or what? You mean just what?
Yeah, I have good 4C hair. Yeah, it's soft and nice, moisturized, but I still would never walk into the club with it or anything because I'm not getting into a section for
But
example,
look, how
if
do
I
you
look
expect
that way.
a man to praise you and uplift you if you're not comfortable in your own skin?
I'm comfortable.
You're not. If you gotta feel like you gotta fit.
I'm comfortable. I would. I'm saying like if I'm going to the club, I'm comfortable with myself and my 4C hair. But if I walk into the club, like he's going to choose the girl with the wig on to get in his section versus me.
True.
Yep.
And
Like-
look, your comparison is on when a nigga's trying to fuck rather than trying to wife.
But you guys
But-
make it clear who you want to fuck and who.
If you meet me in the club, I'm trying to fuck.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. 9 times out of 10, a nigga looking for a good night at the end of the day. Like,
Exactly.
I'm looking for a wife in the club.
Y'all acting like this is not realistic.
So you don't wanna fuck your wife?
Inviting women
Huh?
to the
You don't
section.
want to fuck your wife?
Not if I met her in the club. I'm not.
Okay,
that's me.
okay.
That's what I'm saying. You said
But
the club.
you saying there's a difference between a woman you want to fuck and a woman you want to wife. But why wouldn't you want to fuck your wife?
I feel like it's some reverse
No,
psychology
he's-
shit.
No, I'm asking
He's
you.
saying the woman with the wigs, he just want to fuck. That's it. But the one
Woman
that he
with-
want to wife, yeah, he want to fuck her as well.
Yeah,
but he want to take it further than just fucking.
You want to build with
I
her.
love naturalness.
Okay.
But,
I'm saying-
but when you look at it, when I'm looking at it from this side, I think it's taught and then it's learned. Because if you're, as what she's saying, that she would never go into the club with her 4C hair or in corporate America with her 4C hair. So the effects are taught. So it's taught that, hey, this is what we're accepting, and then we learn them and we model them. So instead of rejecting and saying, no, we're not going to do this because this is teaching me hate for myself. No shade or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that it's taught and it's learned. So society pushes it out and
Yeah.
we receive it and we take it to ourselves.
Because it's not just men that dictate how I want to look. Like, it's also like how media praises, like what society praises, like, you know, things like that. So even like with modeling, like I do modeling sometimes. You notice dark-skinned women, we got to have a bald head or we look like a black Barbie. There's no in between. You know that. So it's like, it's things like that too. Like how we're represented, how the society tells us we need to look plays a big impact in how we choose to present ourselves in public. So it's not just like what men like too. It has to do with society in itself.
I think what I find frustrating because I appreciate y'all for sharing your experiences because that is a real thing in our community.
Mhm.
But oftentimes, you know, when I've been in relationships, I praise the naturalness. Like I tell my girl all the time, like, you don't need that makeup and stuff like that, the wigs, whatever. I want her to be herself, be comfortable. But I don't get that same respect. And oftentimes what I hear is that when Chad comes around and compliments you on your natural hair, you will look at that as more meaningful. I even heard we had black women on the show said a compliment from a white man means more than a black man because y'all assume that black men are just supposed to love y'all naturally. You get what I'm saying? So when a white man comes, hey, you have nice, they digging in you, they curling your hair up. You got.
Can I touch it? Can I touch it?
Some women will take that more of as validation because it's coming from, you know, a white man who is in our society and just in the world is the most desirable. They have the most privilege. They have all of these benefits already. So if they're giving you a compliment, you know what I mean? You're gonna appreciate it more than if I say it because I'm supposed to. Like my mama's black. You get what I'm saying? And another thing too, and my mom, she probably gonna hate me for this. So you know what I mean? But you know, in one of my relationships, my mom, and she's a melanated woman. You know, she's a little probably same complexion, a little bit darker. And the woman I was dating was a melanated woman. And my mom told me, hey son, you know, she's pretty for a dark skin. This is my mom telling me that. So I had to check my mom, and now I'm like, yo, mom, what you mean by that? Like, I was doing that, but I'm like, yo, I did ask my mom, like, yo, like, what do you mean? She's like, she's just pretty. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I told my mom that, she had to sit back and she was like, you know what, son, you right. Like, you know, I didn't realize I was saying it like that. I really just meant to say she was pretty, but the first thing she said was she's pretty for a dark skin. Like, you get what I'm saying? So I do understand that, you know, these these things happen to Black women, and obviously I get discriminated against. I know I've seen a TikTok where you said that, you know, you got rejected for certain modeling castings and things of that nature just because of your skin complexion and your hair, whatever the case may be. So, you know, I really want to just have that conversation because I do understand like it's a real thing and we could bring more awareness. And I mean, I could ask you, I could ask y'all, like, what do y'all want more from Black men to make y'all feel more comfortable or get more like accepting of the colorism? Do y'all just want us to bring more awareness to it? Like, how can we help y'all in that matter?
So what I've noticed is that with Black men, as soon as they become successful or whatever, they jump to a person with a more defined curly hair or a lighter complexion. So they don't stick to who they was with before. So they immediately leave who they was with. So I would appreciate if they would stop jumping to lighter skinned women or women with curlier hair or stuff like that and stay in their Black community. Yep. Because it happens a lot.
That's fair. What about, I know you wanted to say something.
I would appreciate when we do talk about it, like, I appreciate men like you two who do appreciate natural women. I think.
in there too.
I didn't hear you say it. Okay.
I like the natural too.
My bad. Okay. I appreciate all the men like you
There you
who
go.
appreciate natural women. But I think, so I feel like when we do talk about like colorism and texturism and featurism, Black men like you guys, for example, you guys feel a type of way because you're like, I don't think that way. What you talking about? You know what I mean? And I could see why you feel that way because it's like, it feels like somebody's telling you a lie or telling you how you think when that's not how you think. But it's like, I feel like it's important to acknowledge that there are a lot of men who do think that way and they do need to be held accountable for it. And just because you don't think that way, that don't mean that women like us don't come across many men who think that way and be very bold about saying it too. You know what I mean? Like, that's like saying like a white person being like, I'm not a racist white person, so y'all need to stop talking about racism. Stop talking about it. It's like, why would we stop talking about it? Like, there's a lot of racist white people in this world. Just because you're not racist or your circle's not racist, that don't mean that there's a whole nother group of white people who are negatively affecting other Black people every single day. So it's like, even though you don't think that way, it's like, instead of responding like, I don't think that way, being like, I don't think that way, and I think we need to teach our other brothers not to think that way either. Let's start holding them accountable. Let's start having these conversations. I think that would be more helpful, in my opinion. So,
Right.
And for me, sorry,
Go
as I was saying, it's taught. It's something that's taught. So teach your children to appreciate your race. So that's how we're going to end it. If you keep teaching your generation that is coming up that, hey, Black women are beautiful and nothing is wrong with, because like nothing is wrong with Black men dating out of their race. But what I'm saying, appreciate your race as well.
Yeah, I understand. I could sit here and complain about, like, I don't want to sound harsh, but I could sit here and complain. 90% of women that talk to me already judge me based off me being light skinned.
I agree.
I
hold them accountable every day.
You think you got bitches, and I'm only good to have babies with. That's all I'm good for. You get what I'm saying? Because so they can have a yellow baby. So imagine me just, nobody's hearing me. I'm screaming out, I'm yellow. Like, you get what I'm saying? At a point, I could just sit there, or I could just be like, you know what? I'm going to teach my boys how to do this, and I'm going to teach my daughter. I want my daughter's never had extensions. I don't let her touch makeup because I want her to understand, to feel comfortable in her own skin. And people need to accept you the way you are. I don't think there's nothing wrong if you ladies do whatever y'all want to do. But when y'all go home, if that nigga can't accept you for the way you are, that nigga is the wrong one for you. That's all I got to say.
We have to accept ourselves too, because a lot of women can't walk out of the house without the long hair and the makeup, and it's just enhancing your beauty. It's not your beauty. Yeah. So we need to understand and appreciate that we're beautiful with or without these things.
Some of these ladies out here taking care of that wig better than their own hair. and that's a huge disappointment. You combing this shit all night long. Like, what the fuck going on? Comb your hair.
Yo, that's a good point. I ain't gonna hold you. That is a good point.
Man. Like Rapunzel.
I like what you said earlier too about how we kind of praise white people for the bare minimum.
Absolutely.
I think we do that all around. Like, oh, he's invited to the cookout. Please retire that. Like, he's not invited to the cookout. Like, just because
He be dancing off
like,
beat at a party.
Literally,
Oh yeah, he invited to the
like we'll literally say that just because a white person said Black Lives Matter. Oh my God, invite him. He can dance. Invite him to the cookout. Like, no, calm down. No, stop.
Well, like that's going to segue into the next topic because, I mean, obviously, you know the video that you have put out on TikTok saying basically that you are going to, you know, expand your dating options when it comes to, you know, just not focus on specifically on Black men. What was the feedback that you got from them, and what made you publicly make that announcement? Like, I felt like it was some LeBron James on the South Beach type of shit. Like, what made you make that public?
Okay, so I'm a pro-Black content creator on TikTok, right? So I'm gonna just use a weird analogy. Imagine you making content about veggies all the time, and randomly you just post up with meat one day, just randomly, no context, no explanation. All your followers about to be confused because it's like all you make content about is veggies. Why are you eating meat randomly when you only talk about veggies? So it's like when it comes to my content, I only talk about pro-Black issues. That's literally every single post, pro-Black issues. So they automatically assume I only like Black men and that's it. So if I were to pop out with a Mexican man or white man one day, they'd be like, excuse me, what's going on? So that's why I had to make a video explaining like, hey y'all, just to let you know so you're not sparked. And by the way, this was for my followers. Like, I didn't know that it was going to blow up. I didn't know blogs were going to post it. I was talking to my followers because my followers do care about who I date, especially.
You seem pretty frustrated. Like, you seem like you were specifically frustrated with the quality of Black men.
Yeah, I was frustrated because the reason why I felt like I have to date outside of my race comes from frustration about the fact that I dealt with so much colorism and featurism and texturism too. So like I said that in the video too. So obviously like that's the reason why I felt like I needed to do it, because like even though Black men are my preference, I've always exclusively dated them, but had no luck because I just kept coming across either he was colorist and I was an experiment, he was featurist and I was the attractive dark skin for him, and he doesn't normally date dark skins, but I'm the exception, or like I just have men turn me away because I'm dark skinned, or kick me out of parties because I'm dark skinned, or tell me I look too African because I'm dark skinned. So like that stuff frustrates me to the max because it's like, it's from my own men, like the same men that I'm standing up and marching all day, like in protest, the same men that I'm speaking up for, I'm trying to help, I'm trying to heal, and I'm getting hurt by y'all the most. So it's like, I had so much frustration that day when I said it, but yeah, so.
You say you've been kicked out of parties?
Yeah, yeah. Like he told me I was Black as fuck and I had to get out. I was trying to get a drink. And he told me that I couldn't have a drink because I was Black as fuck and his bros was not checking for me and I had to get out and he kicked me out.
Was it the bartender?
No, I was at like a house party.
Oh, a house party. Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I heard you say that you were a pro-Black content creator, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you believe that you could still be pro-Black and date outside your race?
I think
because I think you just gonna be a Black content creator at that point.
I think I'm pro myself. I think like pro-Black does include Black love. So it is kind of a contradiction, but at the end of the day, the issues I still talk about, like whether I date a white man, Mexican man, I'm still dark skinned in America. I'm still gonna have to experience colorism. I'm still gonna have a daughter who's gonna be Black, who's gonna be dark skinned most likely, who's gonna have to deal with this type of stuff. So it's like what I speak on is based on my experiences, really. So it's like, even if I guess we could say it's not pro-Black, I don't know.
Do you think colorism is exclusive to Black men? You don't think white men, or I mean, they damn near invented colorism. White men, Hispanic men. We hear a lot in the Hispanic community that colorism plague women over there.
It's funny because I made a post a few weeks ago and I was saying like, you know, the Black community were very colorist, texturist, futurist, homophobic, yada yada, and it was a lot of people who were like, same thing with the Asian community, same thing with the Hispanic community. Like, and I was like, damn, so this is just worldwide. It's not even with the Black community anymore. So it's kind of crazy. Like, I don't know if the white community experiences this, to be honest, because I think they're just like
Experience what?
like colorism and texturism.
You don't think so? What do you mean?
Well,
they don't
Not
experience?
among each other, but I
Not
think they invented it. Like,
They invented
They
it.
discriminate
They
against
definitely
color all the
invented
time,
it.
like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but I don't think they experienced
yeah, they ain't
it.
gonna be like, you light pink and you dark pink. Like, no.
Yeah.
I mean, the law that you, the Crown, you said what was the law that you just
Oh,
passed?
Crown Act.
The Crown Act. That law was invented by a white man. Like, he discriminated against Black women's, the hair and stuff like that. So, when we speak about these things, and we have to still be honest and say men in other ethnic groups are just as colorist. Or,
They contribute to it.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
think they experience it though.
Oh,
but
no,
they
yeah.
contribute.
I mean,
to it, yeah. They
in
created it,
Asian
so.
Asian cultures, believe it or not, they bleach their skin just as
Yeah.
much as anybody else.
Yeah.
And you be looking at them like, what do you mean? Like, they already like lighter skin, but according to them, the closer, the more light you are, the more you are seen that like looked at as pure and things of that nature. So Asian people, they go out and bleach their skin as well to make themselves look lighter, even more lighter than obviously they is. They damn near they pigment
I'm
see
about to
through at this
say,
point. Like, you know what I'm
I
saying?
ain't never
Like,
seen no dark skinned Asian. Like,
well, they do have them, like, you know what I mean. But
well, I mean, like the mixed ones. Like, I mean, like,
so I do want to stay on this topic real quick, because I have seen a lot of Black women as of recent, express that they want to date outside their race more. Why do y'all feel like that's like a thing? Why do you think Black women are seeing that?
Black men
well, tell us how you feel.
are
Man.
just natural cheaters. Like you guys do it so well. Like from our experience, like
I did not think that's what you were going with.
no, for real.
What?
For real. Like for myself, I live in Jamaica, so I'm not really used to seeing like a lot of white men or whatever, and different race. But when I watch television, I'm like, oh gosh.
Oops.
Like, no, I know it's just a fiction, but like I'm saying, what if I, ventured outside of my race? Would I get something different? Would I get, what I'm picturing, what I'm hoping for, and so forth? And then again, I don't have a problem dating out of your race, because I'm a Christian, so let me just. When God created us, we're the ones that created the separation. When God created us, I think he just created us for variety. He wanted white, he wanted Black, he wanted Asian. He never created the skin color to say, hey, hate this person, you're superior, you're inferior. No, God just created us because of variety. Now, we have decided to say, okay, let's draw swords. Let's choose a side. So I don't have a problem with persons dating out of the race, because the heart is a beautiful thing, and when you start to explore it and experience different things, I don't have a problem with that. But I think we just need to appreciate people, start loving people, stop separating each other and say, oh, I'm Black, I'll stay over here, you stay over there. Just love people, love on people, just love people for who they are. And we know you have the haters and so forth. No, but that's just my point.
Okay.
I got no argument with what you saying, except for the fact that you think like cheating is exclusive to Black men or something like that. Yeah, like yo,
Dad was still cheating.
that's what I was saying. Like,
It sorta
you just gotta
is.
find the
It
the right
sorta
man.
is. I mean, you guys really abuse cheating. Everybody cheats, but
So how do we really?
Wait. You dated outside your race before?
no,
So how you know this?
because I've seen
was
it.
the
I mean,
You seen it where? TV?
it's statistics.
Where you seen these statistics
I've
at?
heard about it. I have different
In
people.
the Black community,
like,
first of all,
Whoa, talk about.
Narcissism rate.
First, first
Yep.
you've
I was
seen
gonna
it,
say
then
that.
you heard about it. So I need to know which one.
I
it
mean,
is,
you
man.
see more in the other races. You see more of a family foundation or of a wife.
family
All right,
oriented.
other races are more quicker to get married than
Less affectionate, black
men. Black men, like
I got two things to say to y'all.
Okay.
One is just like how y'all say Black dark-skinned women is portrayed this way. Y'all mean, y'all this, that. Black men are portrayed as thugs, cheaters.
I like thugs.
No, it's
That's why you getting cheated on, man.
No.
Based on our experience.
And we're at the root of the problem.
But
It's
you
based on
guys,
experiences.
Yeah,
and I think there are exceptions.
But look,
like
that's
good
poor-
men
that's
are
poor
the
selection.
exceptions to the situation.
How if you looking for
like you have
thugs?
some good,
No, we're not looking for
No, we're not generalizing.
A man who knows how to love and how to respect a woman.
I
and
like
so
thugs,
forth.
but I also date other men. I've tried every other man, and you all cheat, black men.
We just asked you if you ever dated outside your.
No, not outside of my race. Every other man apart from thug, Christian, thug, nerd, every black man.
And look, back to the white thing. Y'all think these white men are not cheating? They're getting allowed to cheat.
They are
Their wives accept them for fucking other women. They get to fuck shorty and come back home and fuck her.
Hey, how was Lucy?
They don't care about that shit. They be fucking each other.
So can we just say men are cheaters then? Can we just conclude?
I would have
men and women.
appreciated it more if she said men when she was their black men.
I'm so sorry, but
Men and women cheat.
No, black.
until I experience
So-
it outside of another, like outside of this race, then I'll say like.
And this is the flaw. This is the flaw in your logic, because women will say that, but when black men turn around and say, "Well, women of other races, are more submissive or more feminine," y'all would turn around and say this, that, and the third. So y'all can't put black men into a box and say they all cheat. But when black men go and be like, you know what, the black women that I've dealt with have been very masculine. They don't know how to be submissive.
You know why?
No, let me speak. I'll let y'all speak. Right? So y'all can't, like I said, again, y'all can't put us in a box. But when we do it, it's, oh, your mother is black, this, that, and the third. Like, it's not equivalent. Y'all can't go out and praise men of other races and put them on a pedestal. And because y'all never dated, y'all see them on TV. And if we're going to be honest, media portrays white men as the most romantic. So that's, y'all grow up thinking that, oh, I'm going to give me a Christian. I'm going to give me a Christian Grey type of man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all men are romantic, while the media portrays us as criminals, as thugs, as this, that, and the cheaters, molesters, all of these type of things. So we can't sit here and act like media doesn't dictate our image. Just like how black women are portrayed as dark black women are portrayed as masculine and more aggressive and more this, that, and the third. Like, you know what I mean? So I understand.
And I'm pretty sure that's where you've seen the white men that are more family oriented on TV, right?
Yeah, so we gotta stop as a community, like trying to elevate other ethnic groups and make it seem like they're perfect when they're not perfect. I mean, you could ask her in the background, do white men cheat? every man cheat. Every man cheat. Every man is a certain type of way. So we gotta stop doing that. We gotta stop praising these other men. And what I dislike a lot, and I just want to get this on my chest because it's really
Get it off, bro.
It's really been irking me, right? You know what I mean? I don't know how the world convinced everyone that black men are the most like violent group, or the most like aggressive group, or the most criminal. Like, and I don't want to just make it a white and black thing, but white men have a history of slavery, colonization, like terrorism, war. They have a history of this, and somehow black men are the ones that's painted as the villains, and by our own women. You get them. The people that's controlling the black man's image is the black women, and they're the ones going around and saying black men are this, that, and the third, and letting every other ethnic group know that, well, these black men ain't shit, this, that, and the third. And then y'all want us to come around, and we're gonna get to that topic about protecting black women. Y'all want us to come around and protect y'all, but I'm gonna say that for the next time because I'm gonna go off on that one.
Just calm down, bro.
Yeah, my fault.
Everybody cheats.
Yeah, no, but like I said, everybody's
cheats.
opinion is valid and your experiences are valid. I'm not saying that they're not valid, but I really don't like when black men or black women put these other genders on higher pedestals because of their anecdotal experiences. Like you didn't date. I'm pretty sure you didn't date more than like 50% of black men, but yet you will
50%.
10%.
3%.
That's a lot of black men.
1% of black.
Yeah,
Okay,
a lot of
0.3% of black, but you feel very comfortable putting them all in the box. But again, if black men put all black women in the box, it would be an issue.
And
so
white
we need to
men
speak
on the pedestal
Yeah,
without no experience. They just automatically up there.
automatically
man.
there. Automatically
But
there.
I
y'all
dated-
accept them
when
for
you
cheating
look in
too.
the black community though, and you hear like female stalking, like single moms or whatever, what are you hearing?
You can hear that in any community. You want me to ask her the same thing?
It's in every
So, y'all gotta stop that. Y'all really do, bro.
Black men need to be.
Who
do need to be
are
held
these single
accountable.
moms dating though? Who are these single moms dating?
Black men.
So who they gonna talk about? Like it's just that simple,
Yeah, that's
bro.
true. But I'm saying like maybe because I've not been in the white community. Like,
Matter of fact,
when you're
go
on,
explore. Go ahead.
The grass ain't green. I'll tell you that.
Well, when I go
your
over there,
statistics.
then I'll come back and
You said you
But
dated
it's just
outside the race
it's
before?
just for myself.
Yeah.
What you dated?
I've dated white, Dominican, Mexican.
And what has been your experience?
I'm gonna have to agree with the men. It's all equal chance. Everybody cheats. Women cheat. I cheat. Like it's true. Like we like
y'all giggling. Well, what happened?
It's true. Women.
How y'all feel about that?
Why men in our black community, like black men, they'll date black women and they'll be disrespecting them and cheat on them, and as soon as they're like successful, they start to date like other races or white women, and they show them 100% respect. And like black women, they're so annoyed, whatever. But you're giving us reasons to annoy you. If you're disrespecting us and cheating on us, what do you expect?
Or to be masculine.
And when they go to other races, they treat them like a queen. And they'll never cheat. They show them 100% respect.
I think there's just a lot of black men who do contradict themselves because many of them are raised by single moms, so they seek women who mimic their moms. So women who are masculine, protect and provide. But then we live in the age where they want a woman who protects and provides and then want her to be feminine at the same time. Like, you got to go to work, but you got to come home and cook and clean at the same time. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You can't have both sides. You got to pick one.
Not in
if you
society.
want a woman like your mom, take a woman like your mom, but expect her to be masculine. Don't expect her to submit all the time. Like, that's not how it works. If you want a feminine woman, that's cool, but then you got to step up as a man and be masculine. So it's like, they contradict themselves and they don't really know what they want. And then they get angry because they not getting what they want because you can't have both worlds. And then they take it out on their women by disrespecting them or going and cheating because they feel not secure in their relationship because their woman's making them feel smaller next to them because she's not submitting. So then they go find another woman that will submit to them or make them feel dominant in the relationship. And it's weird, but it's all just contradiction at the end of the day. Like, it's not a set thing. Like, what do you want?
Women contradict themselves too. I mean,
I agree.
Because like my mother praised me for being a player at a point in my life.
Really?
So, and there's a lot of mothers, my son is cute. My son got this girlfriend, that girlfriend. And then I'm that fly nigga that get girlfriends. My mom's approve of it. My auntie approve of it. My sister's passing me her homegirls. You know what I'm saying? So these same black women that want me to change, as now I'm 21, 22 years old, I don't give a fuck no more because that's what I learned. And that's how I feel like I'm being respected. I'm on a higher pedestal because I see the guys that do got respect for the women, they ain't getting the same respect back. The women that I'm disrespecting gives me more respect for being the dog.
You do say that all often too.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's
when you
true.
was a jerk.
Well, I think that's just women that don't know their worth, though.
Right.
That's not women that got their mind on right because you're not about to disrespect me and think we going on another date. We not talking ever again.
But I think where women go wrong is they look at their single mom as as a teacher of how to be in a relationship. Your mom was single. She had to be like that. You know what I mean? She's not teaching you how to be in a relationship. So you being strong and black, she's single. She ain't got no man to take that load off her. So when you're in a relationship, you got to change that.
Yeah, because half of my life I had a single mom, and like she always raises me to handle things on my own. Like, you got it. You don't need a man. You don't need a man.
Right.
And I had to tell her recently, like, Miss Ma'am, I'm not, I'm not you. Like, you're single. I get it. But I'm looking for a man, and the type of man I want is a masculine man. And I'm a feminine woman. So I'm not going to go down the same path that you went down because you had to do that. But I shouldn't have to do that when I have a man in my life at the end of the day. He's adding value into my life. So I think men and women need to break out of what they were raised by based on the type of relationship they want. So if a man was raised by a single mom, but you want a feminine woman, break out of looking for a woman who protects and provides. And then if you're a woman raised by a single mom, but you looking for a masculine man, you got to learn how to break out of that habit of mimicking your mother and being feminine. So it's all like, it's subconscious too at the end of the day, but you got to break out of it. Like,
can that be something men avoid? Because, you know, growing up with a mother who was very, if she was a single mother, you're saying she might have masculine traits. Is that some reason why you think maybe some men might date outside the race? Because they grew up with a woman who was masculine and they got nothing but pushback and headaches. And so now when they do decide to date outside the race, these women are more family oriented, just like you said. Maybe men outside their race might be more family. Black men can say the same thing. Maybe these women are more family oriented. They know how to treat a man. They're not worried about, I don't need a man. They definitely don't got a I don't need a man mentality. You get what I'm saying? So is it safe to say maybe that some men, you know, because of the experiences that they have with their mother, are looking for someone who's not like their mother, like at the end of the day? Like,
I think the mistake Black men make is they love to think Black women and white women are the same, and we're not. Like, I really don't think we are, because Black women
men think that?
Yeah, they will literally compare us when there's nothing to, you can't compare us because we don't go through the same thing. We're not the same. Like Black woman and white woman do not go through the same thing in America for us to move the same.
You can still compare non-Black women to Black women.
A white woman to a Black woman?
Just non-Black women in general.
Yeah, comparing, but not saying they're the same.
Yeah, we're not saying that.
No, but if you
but
if you comparing, you putting them on the same level, right?
Yeah, but just saying they didn't go through the same things that we've gone through.
Yeah, so they're going to be different, right?
Yeah, but
used to comparing. Yeah.
Okay, but
they don't have to have similarities.
So you're saying that we can't compare them because y'all ain't go through the same thing. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, because y'all will project like that. You want us to be like the white women who are submissive, but it's like, you can't expect us to do that because we live in a world where Black women can never be soft. We can't do that. We have to be strong all the time. We have to be independent.
That's where you're wrong.
But that's why I think you're wrong.
No, we don't. We're the most criticized and the most unprotected. We have to be
in the world by yourself.
Yes,
you could be that. But when you at home,
I agree. When we at home, but that's when I said the contradiction.
But that's the thing, though. Like, I think the Black community, like as it pertains to females, we run away from submission. The word submission, we don't like.
Y'all scared of it. I don't know what the fuck.
And I understand because we have been given a lot of challenges, but submission is a beautiful thing when you have a leader in the house. Submission, I can't wait until I find that man who I can submit to, who I can look up to and say, yes, you are leading me and you're taking me to the right place. I don't have to be Miss Independent anymore. I don't have to be this strong masculine woman anymore because I can lean in on you. I can, relax in you. So I think that we should really change the narration as it pertains to submission. Submission is a beautiful thing. I don't know why Black women, a lot of Black I don't want to use statistics.
I got to go through.
I understand, but submission is still, don't say I won't submit, I don't want to submit. Say when I find the right man.
Exactly. But a lot of the time, these women don't come across a man they could submit to.
Right.
Because they be looking for women like their mothers. Like I said, they be looking for women who's going to.
That's like me saying I ain't find the right woman to be faithful to. Like,
that's it, right?
Why y'all do say that though? A lot of men do say that.
But
why would I be submissive? Like, okay, why would I be submissive to a man like who, for example, is not teaching me anything, has no ambition? Like, why would I be submissive to that?
Why are you dealing with him in the first place?
Mm-hmm. How does that man got that opportunity?
And you keep saying that somebody looking for you to protect them. Like, who's looking for you?
No, because like a lot. I'm not saying like all men are like that, but there are a lot of men who literally are looking for like low-key a sugar mama.
True.
What?
Yeah. I come across that a lot. Men who are looking for me to take care of them. No, it's not like that.
And you have some Black men also, they want successful women because they don't want to give them anything.
Exactly. They just want to use them.
Yep.
Yes.
What? People are opportunists. If you're going to give it to me, I'm going to take it. That's everybody.
Yeah, I guess it's okay when women do that to men, but but what I do want to say also real quick is that, I love Black women. Everybody on this panel, Jeuu, King, we love Black women. We love, Black women in a natural state. You know what I'm saying? And even not even lately, just my whole life, I've been hearing nothing but hatred, vitriol, disdain for black men coming from our own women, right? But even with that being said, I heard black women say we should abort black male babies. This is black women. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've heard black women say some of the craziest, most hateful, ugliest things towards black men. And even with that being said, me personally, and obviously we're different, I would never go on a platform and publicly say, you know, I'm going to date outside. I love black women. I don't care how much y'all might hate us or whatever the case is. I'm gonna fight for the black woman because I want to be with one. So I would never put myself in a situation to be like, you know what? Hey world, I'm officially dating outside my race because to me, I want to be with. I don't care how much y'all might hate us or y'all might say we thugs or we cheat.
I'm gonna find one for me. My right one.
Yeah, I'm gonna find me the right one. So, you know, when I hear black women say that, and I understand your experiences because I'm not going to invalidate your experiences, but it does irk me. I do feel some type of way when I hear black women say that because, you know, even through all of the things that we have to constantly hear from black women, I would never turn my back on black women. Like, you get what I'm saying? So even when black men do the same thing, like, you know what I mean? I would hold them accountable as well. So if you're dating outside your race and it's just genuinely love, that's cool. But a lot of times I don't think it's genuinely love because a lot of times y'all already putting these white men on a pedestal. So you already understand the social status in the world. You understand most likely the financial status in the world. So they're coming in with an advantage most times, I think. Cause y'all really ain't dating no broke ass like dude from Williamsburg riding the city bike with 8 roommates. Y'all not going for that type of dude. And sometimes even when y'all do, listen, sometimes even when y'all do, I sit back and look back at y'all. I'm like, well, y'all put black men into a box. But then you going out and dating a Chad who don't got a backbone. He not no masculine ass dude. He do look like a chump. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because
they get to be the masculine one.
Yeah. So again, sometimes some black women put black men into a box, and I'm just speaking on my experience. I'm not saying all. Some black women put black men in a box. They got to be 6 feet. They got to be super masculine, aggressive, a thug, hood, tattoos, this, that, and the third. So sometimes some black men feel like, all right, well, my own women are already talking shit about me all the time. They already hate me. It seems like I don't fit into the stereotypical box. But then when y'all go date outside your race, y'all don't even have no boxes for them. They just some regular, you know what I mean? Regular Joe Schmo. You can say the same
about men too.
No, that's fair.
I'll say, like, I do know a lot of black women do that. I personally don't put black men in a box or sit here and like be like, oh, I'm a date Chad without a job, but you know, a black man, he has to have a job card. No, I don't do that. I put everybody on an equal spectrum. So like, it's standards at the end of the day. Like, I have the same standards for everybody. And for me personally, I think a lot of women who go to date outside of their race, they just feel like dating black men exclusively, they're going to be single for a while looking for a black man who's not colorist, texturist, and featurist because there's so many. And I know a lot of people are like, okay, you're going to run into a white man who won't date you because you're black. But truthfully, I feel like it's an equal chance of me running into a white man who won't date me because I'm a black woman as there is me running into a black man who won't date me because I'm dark skinned, or a black man who will date me because I'm an experiment, or won't date me because I have 4C hair. And I stand by that. Like, genuinely, I think it's an equal chance.
That's an equal chance?
I genuinely think it's an equal chance.
What percentage of white men you think are looking to seriously date a black woman?
Because I got the stats. I got the stats.
What percentage you think it is?
The stats.
I just want to know because you think it's an equal chance. So I just want to know what percentage you think that is.
I really don't know, but I think it's an equal chance. Yeah.
Ballpark it. Yeah, ballpark it. 10.
1.
15.
What you think it is?
I don't know. I'll say maybe like 25.
25. Okay, all right.
Why that's too big?
I'm gonna let you know right now. It's less than 1% of non-black men marry. We're not talking about dating. We're talking about marry black women. You get what I'm saying? Most men are race loyal. They want children that looks like them. You know what I mean? So when we going around and I understand your experience and I appreciate you expressing it, but we can't sit there and say that most men prefer to date women that look like them. You get what I'm saying? So when we going out, I'm like, well, I got to go get me a Chad girl. Like, oh, I got to go get me a Jose or whatever the case is. Like, they typically do stick to their own women. You get what I'm saying? So, and another thing I do want to mention, black women, y'all won't compete for a black man. But when it's Chad and Brad and these other dudes, y'all out there because y'all know they the most desirable. So y'all got no problem shooting y'all shot. Y'all got no problem showing what y'all could bring to the table to them.
They,
you know what I mean?
hollering at them. They say,
yeah, like,
they
so
got nice eyes.
Y'all be going, I'm not saying all of them, but some black women will go out there and compete for a non-black man. But the black men, y'all feel like, oh, because our mothers is black, we should already accept y'all. Yeah, we should be chasing y'all. We should accept y'all for the bare minimum and things of that nature. So I'm just like, I don't know, like, you know what I mean? So to get back, I want to get to this topic about protecting black women because that's a big topic as well. In what ways do you think black men can protect black women more?
I guess standing up for us more in spaces with non-black people and in spaces with black people. I think also not contributing to colorism and texturism and featurism. And if you know someone that does, like, literally say something. I think the biggest issue right now is the ones who don't contribute to it are like silent or don't say anything to others who do contribute to it. They kind of just like, that's not me though, so it's not an issue. And it's like, say something to the ones who are doing it, because even though you're not doing it, there's many out there who are doing it. And it's important for you to say something because they think it's okay to do it because y'all not saying nothing. We're the only ones saying something. And because we are the ones who are experiencing it, it's coming off like, oh, y'all are too sensitive. Y'all are bitter. Y'all are jealous. Like, and it's like, no, we're not. Like, you're hurting us. You keep gaslighting us, like, repeatedly. And at some point, we're getting tired. And then on top of it, we looking for black men who don't think that way to speak up for us. But then y'all are staying silent because it's like, oh, I don't do that, so it's not an issue. Instead of just acknowledging like, okay, there are a lot of black men who do it. We need to hold them accountable. So that would be one. And I think like, yeah, I think that's really it.
Okay, what do y'all think? In what ways do you think black men can help protect black women or protect black women more?
I would say start first in the black men community. Like, I would say lift the standard and hold yourselves accountable. So when you're among other men who do not respect black women, who do not treat us, with value and so forth, check them and say, bro, you're not doing it. You're not embracing the black culture. You're not, uplifting the black culture and so forth. So instead of having your brothers and so forth, and you hang with the guys and, oh, you talk mess about black women and, oh, I smacked that last night and so forth, that's not acceptable. Mm-hmm. So that's how you can protect them, because how are you going to, unless you're holding yourselves accountable, there's not going to be any respect among men for women. So that's my point.
Anybody got
anything to
that? I need our black men to listen to us and show us respect. Listen to us and, let us have a say. Simple things, even don't let it feel like because they're the men in the house, listen to our input and let us feel equal. Even though you are the man, you are the head of the household, just listen to us and treat us with respect.
I also low-key want to add, I think also, like, when we speak up about our experiences, I think stop dismissing us too when we talk about it. I feel like we get blamed a lot. Like, even with that video when I went viral, it was like the response I got from black men was, we didn't want you anyways, or you're ugly, or your teeth are yellow, or your skin is dark, or just coming from my looks. Like, do y'all see why I'm like, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
what was the woman saying?
The woman were saying,
yes, girl. Go ahead, girl. Do your thing, girl.
They said, I understand.
It was none of that go girl stuff.
No, I understand and I hear you. Some women were saying, I went through the same thing. I understand why you're doing this. The response I got from black men, I literally said, I get the most hate from my black men. The response I got was hate from black men coming from my looks. Oh, you wearing wigs. Oh, you're wearing makeup. Oh, you look this, you look that. It's like, I just said I get the most hate from y'all, and y'all responded by giving me hate instead of trying to hear a sister out and understand where I'm coming from and, just like feel for me in a way, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's contradicting to make comments like, oh, like you're ugly, you're this, when I say I went through colorism and I got the most hate from my own men. When you respond by giving me hate, that doesn't make any sense in my opinion. So
well, I just want to let you know you're a beautiful Black woman.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you. And the internet is a world that's unbelievable. I don't know.
Made to promote hate. Like,
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Can I put this one to please? Black men need to do more to stay in the homes. I know it happens in other races, but stop forming gangs. Stop contributing to the negativity of society. We need our men in the homes. It's a beautiful thing when the man is in the home and the children have their father and the wife has her husband. We don't want to come to the prison to come and visit you. Like, stay in the homes. Do the things, the positive things that you know are right, and stay in the homes to protect us. That's how you're going to protect us.
That's a very important point, and I'm very big on community and family and marriage in the Black community. But we had on this panel before, we asked Black women, do you want to get married? And when I ask Black men, do they want to get married, they say yes. But oftentimes when I ask Black women, do they want to get married, it's a no. And it's almost like I would rather be a baby mom than be a wife. And I think, and I want y'all to hold those women accountable, because if you're saying that we need families, when you hear Black women say, I don't want to be a wife, I don't want to get married, that's ultimately contributing to men not being in a home. You get what I'm saying? So I would like Black women to start holding those women accountable and speaking up and talk about, because marriage is a beautiful thing. Obviously, if you're going off of social media, they only going to show the negatives. You're going to see somebody getting divorced every 5 seconds. But you're never going to see the positive, healthy, successful Black relationships out there, because they too busy basking in their success. They're not on social media bragging about or taking pictures. Like, you know what I mean? They're not letting the world dictate their relationships. So oftentimes you only hear it from one side. But as of recently, I do hear more Black women say that they don't want to get married over Black men. You know what I mean? So I do agree that Black men do need to stay in the household more. Some things is out of our factor as far as systematic injustice and just the prison pipeline, the lack of funding for young Black boys and Black men. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm not saying that's an excuse, but there are certain factors that might contribute to that. But I do agree with you. They do need to stay in the house more.
I like what you said about that, because I feel like social media is just a dangerous place when it comes to trends. I feel like we glorify baby mom culture in the Black community so much, to the point where like there was one woman who made a video who basically said like she don't want to be a baby mom and she wants to be a wife. She wants to live like the simple suburban life. And people in the comments were like, why are you trying to be white? Like, you're just trying to be white. And I was like, you guys are so ignorant. Like, you're literally feeding into the like stereotype. Like, Black women can be wives. We can have standards. We can be women who live a simple suburban life and, not in the club at 30 years old or anything like that. Like,
Definitely.
We can be that way, but you associate that with white, and then you make women who want that feel like they're being white when that's not the case at all. Like, and it's damaging to the community. Like, I even get called that I'm trying to be white because I say I want to be a wife. And it's like, what? Because I have standards, I'm trying to be white? Like, so white women are the only ones who can have standards now? Like, no, that's not okay. So,
Yo, Wolf, how much time we got left, real quick, Wolf? All right.
And I did want to say that women got to help us hold other men accountable too, because we could do our part and tell our bros like, yo, you doing wrong, whatever. But if women still rewarding these fuck niggas and everything, because what we saying gonna go through in one ear and come out the other. Because like, yo, if I'm like, yo, you gotta start disrespecting her, and the same girl he disrespecting still coming back to the crib, throwing it back. You know what I mean? What he gonna do? Why would he stop?
That's a great point. I do want to talk about that as well, because I'm glad that you mentioned that, bro. I don't know how that slipped on my. As much as men can hold men accountable, and we heard y'all say that, and I'm gonna definitely do my part more. But I agree with Keem. Like, if women are still going back to these toxic men and rewarding them with what they want, psychologically, why would I change if I'm still getting rewarded for the same behavior? You get what I'm saying? So, as much men, we do need to hold more men accountable, obviously. But I need women to. If a man is disrespecting you, like, don't reward him because he apologized or he said, sweet nothing.
I'm gonna give him another chance.
Yeah, like, stop giving these men
chance 499.
Like, I mean? Yo, I heard a woman say, he said 499. He never says sorry. I say, you call back because he said sorry one time, bro. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, that's not an accomplishment. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And that doesn't define a man because he's disrespectful or doesn't apologize.
And a man apologizes.
That's
Take
a fact.
accountability. You know what I mean?
This next topic I want to get into, and I got this topic from you. It was basically about are black people their own worst enemies?
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
I think that we're a very powerful group. We invented pretty much everything that people use in this country.
Facts.
High key. Our culture is appropriated for a reason because it's seasoned. Like, it's literally like the foundation of this country. This country was built off the backs of us.
Facts.
However, we are so divided. Like, we're colorists, futurists, texturists, homophobic, transphobic. We accept pedophiles in our homes. Like, we still praise R. Kelly on the low. Like, come on now. Like, it's things like that. Like, and it's like, we need to come together. We need to stop being so divided. Because if we came together, we would be a powerhouse. But because we're so divided, we're giving the white man his plan because that's what he wanted in the first place, for us to be divided, because that's not us claiming our power. So we're being our worst enemy by contributing to the issues that he created in our community right then and there. And it's like, I understand that we didn't create it, but a lot of us are knowingly contributing to it. Like, you know what colorism is, you know, like, you may not know what texturism and futurism is, but you know a lot of this stuff is created by the white supremacist mindset. And a lot of people just choose to contribute to it because they're so comfortable and complacent with that behavior. And when they're held accountable for it, they're like, nah, I don't want to talk about it, or you're tripping or whatever. It's like, no, like, you need to start holding yourself accountable and look within and stop always taking it as an attack, because a lot of us are just trying to help us heal. We got a lot of healing to do. We got a lot of work to do. And it's like, we're not going to get nowhere if we just are complacent with the same behavior repeatedly. Like, that's not going to get us anywhere.
Mm-hmm. What about y'all? Y'all feel the same way? Are we our biggest enemies?
Yeah.
Why y'all think that?
I mean, I believe our mindsets it's like pure negativity in our mindsets. And I'll talk about, like, in my country. So we don't have, like, white supremacy to deal with and so forth. So what we have is hate coming from our own people. So as soon as you find a black person elevating in a community, so, we come from the traditional, African, so we believe in obia, if you understand, I hope you understand what I'm saying. So you will find that persons will use evil to hold the rest of the black community down because they don't want to see them elevated, don't want to see them progress. Even though you're not using the opportunities, you're not doing anything, you just want everybody to be on your level. You're not putting in the work, you're not doing anything, and you want to be rewarded for the same thing. So I believe the mindsets need to change. We are our worst enemy because we don't support each other. We don't push each other. We don't want to see good out of each other. And that's just...
I feel like that's cancel culture in itself right there. Like, we contribute to... I think cancel culture is honestly, like, a black community thing.
Yes.
Like, and it's like, why? Like, every time we see even black men, I'll say when a black man is up, somehow something pops up where he did something. We could talk about like where he did something and now it's like, oh, he gets demise, and now it's like everything is just going downhill for him because he was reaching a point of success. And it's like, it's crazy. Like, why does that happen? Why do we push black men down when they about to reach a point of success? Like, we do it with black women too, but I see it a lot with black men. And like, black women don't like to talk about it because a lot of the time the things they get hated for is doing something to a black woman. So we're in our emotions about it. But it's like, a lot of the time, is it really? I don't know. I'm not gonna say much.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. What about y'all?
The funniest shit to me is that how, all these other groups, races, like, they're having like gender wars, financial wars. We're fighting about how much, like you're saying, the texturism, your hair, you live on this block. You don't own that shit, nigga. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? We're fighting about the most stupidest shit against each other. If we all collectively, like, America makes all their money through us. If we just went a week without spending $1, we'll be more powerful than anybody else. You get what I'm saying? Just off that. But I mean, we would have to make some sacrifices and compromise. I know we've been yelling at each other oh, I done this and not you do that. We just need to shut the fuck up and then just start over, like for real.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I know how I feel about this topic. You know what I mean, black people, we got this crabs in the barrel mentality.
Facts.
And it's like you hate to see another black person that made it. And I think that's our biggest downfall. We don't support each other in nothing. Like Hennessy is not a black owned company. Them niggas make 170 million off of black people a year. Gucci, Prada, all these white owned companies making money. But when a black person put out something for $20, y'all can't buy it. Oh, can I get?
I need a discount. I need a discount.
Can I get it for 15? I got 12 on me. Like, you know what I mean? Come on, bro. Like, we need to start supporting each other. The reason that white people, I hate to call out white people, but the reason that they don't want us together is a reason. Y'all got to think about that. There's a reason they don't want us together. There's a reason.
It's not a color, y'all.
If black people come together, the world is in trouble.
It's in trouble.
I promise.
If we went on our Wakanda shit and we just left, they would be screwed.
I swear to God, there'd be a million Black Panthers out here. Like,
exactly.
But we always using the smallest things to separate each other, like light skin, dark skin, good hair, bad hair, brown eyes, black eyes, whatever. Like I was talking to Eli the other day about reparations, and I was like, yo, America gave Jewish people money for the Holocaust, and that just shit didn't even happen in USA, bro. Like, you know what I mean? They're like, oh, it's reparations for that. And that shit didn't even happen here. And we fighting for reparations, but like, oh, this group of black people can't get that. Only this group of black people should get that. And I think in Jamaica, y'all fight for reparations too. And it's like, oh, only black Jamaicans should get that. But I'm like, yo, we all black at the end of the day. If people would stop separating each other because we this black and not that black, powerful, bro. I promise you.
You know what's so hard about that conversation is that even though, like you said, we are all black, there's divisiveness among the diaspora. Like, you know what I mean? You have, black Americans who feel some type of way about Caribbeans because Caribbeans think black Americans are lazy, or maybe you got Africans who think the same thing about black Americans. So even though we all black, we are still fighting each other on some form of level. It's like, bro, like what?
I'm blacker than you.
Yeah, like, it's like, you know what I mean? Oh, you're lazy. You don't have culture, this, that, and the third. Like, so it's like we're already fighting each other. And I always say this about, even if you think about the continent of Africa, which is obviously black, you know what I mean? The white population is extremely small. You get what I'm saying? They don't have racism over there, but they created a form of racism called xenophobia, where they discriminate against you because you're from a different country. You get what I'm saying? So it's not even a race thing now. Now you discriminate because you in a different country from me. Like, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. That to me is crazy. Like, you know what I mean? And just as far as black people, as far as our own worst enemy, like we look at each other like we, like we the ops. You get what I'm saying? How many black people, you walk through a hood, like you looking at the nearest black man that look like you, like, all right, well, he's my op. Like, I gotta be on edge because he might harm me. And it's very unfortunate that we have that mentality in our community. And we got to get outside of that. And we're so quick to dig up some old tweets from 20 years ago. We don't allow forgiveness. Yeah, we don't allow people to grow. Yeah, we digging up old tweets when you was 13. Like, oh, well, he said this, therefore he doesn't deserve our protection. It's like, no, we all need to protect each other. And and
I want to bring this point. I know everybody cancel R. Kelly. I'm not saying I'm in support of R. Kelly or anything that he did or whatever, but Elvis did the same shit. And not one white person is over there talking about, oh yeah, cancel that nigga. That nigga still died, a rich nigga. All white people still support him, still playing his music till this day, bro.
I ain't hear about Harvey Weinstein. Oprah and Gayle ain't do that.
Yeah, all these people,
interview
bro.
with his accusers.
White people is not
like,
coming for them, bro.
They
quit to cancel a black dude or a black woman.
Get out of here. What do y'all think of the solutions? Obviously, we got to some solutions here, but overall, like, you know what I mean? Like, what do y'all think are the solutions, or do y'all even think there's so much programming, and you know what I mean? Can we fix it, or?
I think we can. I think we need to, again, come together, start holding each other accountable. We need to start gatekeeping. In my opinion, I think we need to start gatekeeping, and I think, like you said, the reparations. Slavery generated $42 trillion and we got nothing. Companies like Chase Bank and stuff like that got the money that we worked hard for. So it's like we need to devise, like we really need to come together and talk about a plan to really take our power back, take what we made back from the people who stole it from us.
So I think we need to stop labeling ourselves as I'm black because, or, stop using labels. We're all Black. And I also think that we should try to, what would I say, encourage wealth or create more wealth, you know, within start from a younger age, like introduce it to our kids. Don't use it, not because we grew up with a single mom or a single dad, or kids should know that we grew up, you know, as with a single mom or a single dad, so we act as if we don't know better. So we don't we use it as like a leverage, or we don't use it as a lesson. So because we grew up this way, we think that our mentality should just in one direction. Yeah. So just stop labeling ourselves, start being more supportive, and try to create more generational wealth.
Indeed.
Just to add what she mentioned, it all starts from the home. Encourage our kids. Like she said, if we experience certain thing, we don't want our kids to experience the same thing. For example, like my mom was poor. Say, you know, someone mom's poor and they live off the system. Don't try to follow your mom or other family member. Try to break the chain. You know, generational wealth. Just stop.
I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
And to piggyback off that, we need to inspire our children to be more than rappers and athletes, actresses. There's doctors, there's lawyers, there's judge, there's I don't know about the politician shit, but there's a whole bunch of other opportunities out there. Our kids could be president, you know what I'm saying? Our kids could be anything. Fucking fly a plane, anything. They don't have to be rapping on a mic to be successful. You get what I'm saying?
Like, you know
like that shit has to stop. I don't give a fuck. If they doing that for fun, cool. But at the same time, when I hate to bring another race, but Jewish people, they have what's that? Bar mitzvahs. At 13, their child know what they want to be when they grow up. And even to this day, like now, I'm like, yo, what you want to be? What you want to be? I talk to my children all the time. Because if the more motivation you get from your parents, the more you transpire to reach that goal. So it really depends on our parenting.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the solution is live through the next generation, man. Like, we gotta set the next generation up to be successful, because I don't know if we're gonna do it in this lifetime. I mean, but the children growing up, raise them right. Financial literacy from a young age. I remember I fucked up my credit when I was young. Like 19, I got a credit card.
Most black people fuck up their credit. So yeah.
And then that shit hit me, and my credit score goes in the 500s. And I'm like, I'm looking at my mom, I'm like, yo, why you ain't telling me about credit? She was like, yo, I didn't even know. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So that's why I plan to teach my kids from young. Like, yo, credit is the most important thing in America, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So financial literacy from young, and just raising the next generation with the right values. And I think that's how we going.
And young brothers, stop running shit through your dick. Like, you got to use your other head more than, because young men just want to worry about fucking, but they ain't worried about reading, writing, fucking being something. So
yeah. I think before we get up out of here, I think that what solutions is having conversations. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, hearing each other express, you know, their experiences and what they have to, you know, what they went through or what other people went through, and actually listening without trying to get defensive or trying to like invalidate, you know, their experiences or their points. So we're in a period right now, I think, in our community where, because of podcasts and because we have these microphones, a lot of, you know, this might be the first time women in the whole are actually hearing what black men are frustrated with their women. Like, this is probably our first time hearing. We had to grow up hearing this. Like, you get what I'm saying? We always heard black women complain about black men. Like, you get what I'm saying? So now that we're in this period of, we're both expressing, you know what I mean? Like, our frustrations with each other, and we got to hear each other out. It might be triggering at some point, but we got to hear each other out with an open mind. You know what I mean? Come understand where they're coming from, and then try to do better. And then another point that I wanted to make, and that just slipped my mind. But if I think about it, I'm gonna bring it back. But yeah,
and marry your queens.
You got
put a ring on them.
Definitely important.
Another thing also, encourage entrepreneurship with your kids. I mean, not everyone's gonna be book smart, but be business minded. Start a small business. A lot of white men out there, they just have a high school diploma and they have
That's all they need. They got, they got Billy Joe helping them out.
They have businesses and people with masters, doctorate working for them.
Different level.
Yeah, you can't make that comparison.
You know the flight that
they father is like,
yeah.
Nah, I feel like
nobody. Donald Trump father and gave it whatever how much millions he gave him. Like we don't have that luxury. There's a certain privilege that comes with certain communities that black men and women don't have the luxury of having. But I think we'll get there eventually. Hopefully, like what I mean.
We're doing that now, man.
Again, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. This was a more mature conversation than y'all used to. I know y'all used to the going back and forth.
Y'all better run this up, man. I need to see 50,000 likes on this video.
Yeah, y'all better go crazy on this because I'm tired of y'all in the comments. I need more mature conversation. Okay, we got them. Now what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Now what? Like you get what I'm saying? So again, let them know where they can follow you at. Let's start with Shakira.
real quick. Shakira, a Barbie Life 2.0 on Instagram and TikTok.
Okay, so Victorious_White on TikTok and Instagram.
It's Great Salangi on Instagram.
Shelly, it's Chin_876 on Instagram.
And we appreciate y'all sharing y'all experiences.
Yes,
y'all all are beautiful, by the way. I don't want to tell y'all.
Shout out to Jamaica. I mean, and my boo Jay the Kingdom. I love her.
Yeah.